There's a very happy person reaching you out today to talk about writing book in 12 weeks, just 12 weeks, moving from that idea into a draft, ready to be published, self-published on Amazon or anywhere else, or ready to submit to an agent. I'm Judith Glory, and this week I'm so happy to take you in to get started on the process. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being here, and thank you for daring to be there, daring to tell that story, to share that message, and to turn those ideas into a book. You all know this year, for me, for this channel, it's all about activating the superhero in you. I do believe that no matter who you are, where you are, your color, your country, whoever you are, there's something in you. And my purpose is to help bring that thing out, to reveal to the world that super professional entrepreneur, writer, author, coach in you. And that's like the goal for 2025. And to do that, we have started this week with three series. One, to activate the writer in you. Saturdays, 10 EST in French and 12 p.m. in English, like now. And if you're watching this, then definitely there's something in you you want to share. You are interested in writing a book, in sharing your story, sharing your message. Great. I want to express my gratitude for saying yes, for watching this video. But there's also another series like you want to activate. You believe there's more. I can do more. I can be more. I can influence more. I can have a bigger impact. And you want to go for it. We say yes. We want you to go for it. And that's why on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. in French, 12 noon in English, based on the wonderful book by John Maxwell, we help develop, bring out, reveal the leader in you. Specific skills. In 12 weeks, you will grow your leadership skills. You'll know where you are today, but also learn strategy, skills, tactics. Have time to reflect with step by step guidance on how to bring out that leader in you. And if you're watching and you are a coach, you certainly know I'm also very passionate about sharing what I know, what I've learned, what is happening to help you become the masterful, more effective coach you can be. That's happening on Mondays, 10 a.m. in French and 12 in English. Today is for coach for those who want to write a book. And there are some coaches who want to write a book thinking about you, Cassie, Catherine, Beatrice, Robert. You say, oh, it could be cool to be able to share my experience and my knowledge in a book. This is a place you could come here as well. So it's not like, okay, I'm more. You don't have to choose. If you work with me, you know I'm more about and not either or. Why not both? And both is possible. Why not? Today, I take you on a journey to starting off right with your book project, starting to share your story. Essentially, in today's live session, you will take the time to pause and set your intention for your book. Why do you want to write a book? So we will take some time to do some reflection. You know, reflective practice is something of great value because it allows you to go deeper. And I think it's not for no reason that the works of Simon Sinek got a great result. Like, start with your why. Why do you want to write that book? Why do you think sharing that message, that story is important? Today, we'll take the time to reflect on that for your book. We will also reflect on what you have. Look at all the ingredients you already have to write a great, a powerful book that will make a difference for you, for your family, for people around you, for your community, and even for people who need that book. So that's the agenda. We will also take a time to look at what is coming up ahead, what's happening in the 12 weeks. How really should it? You made a bold statement. 12 week to a completed draft. Wow, it's just 12 week, 3 months. Yeah, 90 days. So before the end of today's live, you will have the opportunity to really look at what are the components, what you will get, what you will achieve in each week. That's the menu I propose we have today together in this live session. Hey, as we are hitting the ground running, I'm curious, and maybe I'll take a time to go and look at the chat here if there's someone in the house and what they're saying. If you're watching, even if you're watching the recording, I'm curious what's coming up for you when you hear writing book. Like, how are you entering into this series now? What what ideas, what questions? Type your questions into the chat. Type how you're feeling. Let us know what's going on for you as you're entering into this 12-week journey, moving from ideas into a completed draft. I would like to know what you think, and I can't wait to hear that. So we are gonna dive right in. I'm gonna pull the slides. Yay, because we are lucky. For those who did in the French session, there were issues, technology issues, and there were no slides. I'm grateful for the slides that are available. Some people are visual, so they need to see something. Yeah, you will have the visual. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you, God, for fixing the thing with the slides. I'm pulling the slides and yeah, I start with this question for you. Every great book starts with an intention. So, what's your own intention writing a book? What's your intention writing the book? I'm curious and I want to look what's going on in the chat here. Okay, I don't want to freak out because my chat window is just black. I don't know what's going on, but if you're watching, if you're seeing me and you can type something in the chat, I will appreciate that, please. My window's just showing black. But still my streaming software is telling me I'm live. So I'll just continue with the live and stop worry or get concerned or start freaking out that, oh, Judith, you're talking you alone. Yeah, so every great book starts with a single intention. What's your intention with your book? What gives you the envy to write that book? What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to see happen? What do you want to make happen with what's your intention with your book? I'll give a couple minutes for you to just reflect. As you know, I tend to think it's more efficient not to just listen to a recording, to a video. It takes time. When you take time to really reflect and write down what it means to you, it's more powerful. It stays, it captures, it goes deeper. So it's not just something you hear and then it's gone the next minute, but taking the time to write down helps. That's why most of the time I'll talk about journal at home, at office. I always have kind of a notebook, something handy to capture the ideas. And it is particularly important when we are talking writing book. Why? Because as you will see in the coming weeks, when you really get into the process, you start writing, ideas will come. You'll be walking on the road, you'll be driving, you'll be, I don't know, doing your groceries, and then an idea come. Find a way to capture those ideas. For me, something like this. If I'm not in the office, I will just stop by somewhere. I will park the car and just take my phone and take the note and record the idea. It's a great practice, a great habit to develop. So, I said today, essentially, we will do three things. Reflect about the intention, the why, your motivation behind writing the book. Step two, we will reflect on what you already have to achieve that intention. And then step three, we will look at the milestones week by week, what will happen. So you got the question, reflect on your intention to write the book. And let's go deeper. Like, what's driving you? What's the motivation? What is causing, what is giving you energy when you think about writing that book? There's a drive behind. Different people are driven by different things. It might help to really identify you particularly. What is driving you? What is pushing you? What is that prompt? Write that thing, share that story, that message. Motivations, reasons. are different. Identify your own reasons. I've worked with various people who have different drives. Some people are driven by hey, it'd be great just to add on my signature author, best-selling author. That sounds cool. That could be a valid motivation to write a book. Um, so the drive here would be to be a published author. That's the drive. Some people want to publish a book because they believe that it will make them be treated as expert. You give the perception that they are expert in the field. They just imagine, for example, if I have a book published, I don't know, on AI, quickly sets me up, quickly sets me up as someone people will look up to hear, to learn, to have my perspective on AI. So for some people, is to establish their expertise. For other people, it's to make money. Oh, I just want a new source of income. Yeah, you may laugh that can people actually make money from books? Yeah, some do. Some actually feed their family and put food on the table with books. So, what's the drive behind you getting out and wanting to write that book? Get clear on that. Why? Why is it important to get clear on those things? Because when you do that, it helps you focus, it helps you be resilient. And I love the fact that when you're clear on your why, it has an impact. It facilitates the writing of that book because you know clearly I want to write a book for this audience, helping them do this so that they can get this result because it's clearly expressed like that. It'll be easy for you like to select what you put in the book or no. It'll be easy to know the type of content you put into the book. It'll be easy to identify people who could be in your read club, people who can read and give you the feedback. It'll be easy like to narrow down the focus of everything related to the book. So stopping to really get clear on the why would really help the writing of your book. Reason number two, why is it important to really stop and reflect on the drive, on your why? Because when there are days when you not feel like writing a book, there are days when things will be tougher. And for that, I want to give a little example. I said a couple minutes ago, yay, I'm grateful that the slides are here. Why? Because as you know, the series are offered in English and French. And this morning, as I was recording, as I was going live as I was preparing to go live for the French version, hey, the computer was not starting. It was like giving what we call in IT the blue screen of death. It was just blue, but my content wasn't it. And I'm using a streaming software to go, and the streaming software is only on that computer. So when I got that blue screen of death, it was like, oh no, not this, not today. But it was this, it was that, and it was today. After couple restarting the computer, it was okay. Now I want to open the slides. I'm seeing just some kind of rubbish things. It's not the slides I had prepared. So it was like another level of challenge. Oh my God. And then I remember the question someone asked me a couple days ago when they saw all the announcement on the channel, series for this, series for that. And they're like, why are you doing this? So I'm like, oh my God, why am I putting all this effort? And now, oh, it's not even working. So there were a lot to just say, oh, just let it go for today, Judith. Can I do that? It's week one. And I promise the people, let's take you week by in 12 week, you will have that completed draft. I do believe it will happen. If you just keep it up and then you come, you do what is asked of you weekly, you will see you'll have that completed draft. So this is Judith, like, why am I doing this? Yeah, because I'm all about my thing, my purpose, the thing I do is to help bring out the glory in people. And in 2025, it's all about activating those who've been hesitating to bring that out, to reveal. That's why all the series, all the things that are done. And saying I'm not doing the live because I have no slides or this is not working does not align with who I am or who I want to be. So as a consequence, if you go and watch the video, the live session was held. There were no slides. But great insight. I think it was cool. There were some reactions. I got some hearts and then some go go. So I think it wasn't bad. And this is why defining your why helps. If the why is not solid, when there are difficulties, you'll check out, you just drop. But when you go back to why am I even doing this? Why am I taking this 1 hour every day to write a book? Why am I taking this 4 hours of a wonderful Saturday to just go through my book? Because that why. Because of that why you will have identified. It'll keep you focused. It'll help you stay resilient. It'll give you the strength to try again, to continue because of the why. So it's really important to pause and reflect and capture and challenge that why. If it's not solid, it will not stand. So another reason why getting is important to really get clear on your intention is also because I think I talked a bit about that a couple minutes ago. Um, Getting clear on your why can help you check alignment with the audience. Why? Okay, I want to write a book to empower young women to dare to go for leadership role, to dare to go for higher leadership. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. But if my audience, people I'm thinking about when writing the book, I don't know, they're not girls, they're men. There's some misalignment there. So your why would help you check throughout the writing when designing the outline at all level at each step of writing your book. Having that clear why can help you check, is this content I'm developing, is the direction I'm going really aligned? Again, if I take the example of that book to empower women for leadership, and then I'm developing content, but more stories I'm writing a lot about, I don't know, man, it's not really the experience of women. Do I want to put that in the book? No, no, maybe not this one. I can capture that good content, but I leave it for another book. The why can really help you ensure alignment in developing the content with the goal, with the intention. So please stop and take the time to really reflect. So, and the question for that, what's your primary goal for writing? And to make that even more practical, you know, I love practical things. I love when we can listen, concept learning, and key things. But also, what does that mean concretely for you? In terms of capturing that intention statement, what I'm proposing today is for you to write your intention statement into something like, I want to write a book about, for, so that, three key things. I want to write a book about, that's the topic, for or about can come before the other, doesn't matter, but those key elements um are important. I want to write a book for, about, because, so that. So as you provide what is after, about, because, for, it helps you get clear on that intention we were talking about. What's your intention in terms of target? For who are you writing your book? Who is your target? And the answer, I want to write a book for, will help clarify that. I want to write a book for, okay, women, immigrant women, because, the why. Because a lot of immigrant women, when they come, maybe they tend to stay as mom, even though they were trained, or you know the reality is just an example I'm taking. Because, well, we have very few women immigrant in leadership roles. So the more you can develop the why, the because, the more you go deep in the value you want to bring through your book. This is another important one. What value? What value? And when you think value, don't think from your perspective. You may think something is valuable. Do your audience tell you? Do you have evidence? Do you have proof? Do you have data? Do you have feedback? Do you have comments or something you can stand on, something solid, not feelings? Not feelings. What evidence do you have that the target values that topic, that aspect? So I'm already going into depth here, but essentially, in terms of intention, to make it simple, I want to write a book because less um because we need more immigrant women in leadership role. Immigrant women is the target, is the who, the value to help them get into leadership roles. Another example I want to give here is, okay, I want to write this book to inspire young entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams with resilience and courage. In this statement, you can see target young entrepreneur, the goal, the value, inspiration, um, and you can see even the challenge there. It's important to craft this intention again because as you write it, on the days when things are bad and you want to give up, you will remember that there are hundreds and thousands young entrepreneurs out there who are waiting, who are waiting to read that book. So if you stop and you drop the project, is this who you want to be? When, especially as we will see in the coming weeks and days, that the earlier you can start to talk with that audience, the better it is. Imagine you're part of a big group of people on Facebook, on WhatsApp, I don't know which is your preferred social media, but you're part of that group and you've already announced to them, hey, this year I'm writing a book to share the best strategies to succeed as an immigrant. I want to share the best strategy to look your best as a female immigrant on leadership team. I want to write, oh wow, and they cheer you up. Great idea. We needed that. There's nothing. I've been looking for a book like that. It doesn't exist. Cool. And then you start interacting with them, asking questions. What aspect? This is another good. We'll talk some more about this maybe later on. But it's so great when you're writing a book with the reader, with your end user, because their ideas, their questions, it's what they're concerned about. You don't want to go and sit in your basement and develop something that may not be where they are interested in. But if you develop the content with them, the better it is. So right now, it was not included in the notes, but maybe instead of waiting to get into, I don't know, week 4 or week 5 to talk about it, I want to invite you, um, make some time to just make a list of people that you think could be prospective readers of your book, who might be interested in that topic, who could pick that book in the library. Who do you know, or who do you know who knows someone who might be that prospective? And make a list. I like to start make a list, whether you're an entrepreneur or you want to write a book, 100 names. There's no way if you have a list of 100 people that you don't have couple ones who are willing to answer questions, who are willing to provide feedback. And these are real people. It's not assumption you make on your head, but these are real people you can call, you can talk to them, which is great. And as they talk to you, they'll be curious to know how you're doing in your book process. They'll be curious to hear, they'll be curious to give you feedback. And there may be the fan club that will help launch your book. It was something into parentheses, so we'll come back to the content. The statement, essentially, this is an important one, a big one for this week. So before, ensure you make time this week to reflect and craft your intention statement. Why do you want to write the book? Ensure in your statement we have the who, your audience, the value you're bringing to that audience, and what makes that important for the audience. This brings us to the next one, maybe before going to the next aspect, the big portion, which is that's the intention. Okay, where are you today? What do you have? As I like to say, a book is like if you're making a cake, if you're baking, there are some ingredients that can, okay, it's lemon cake, it's a chocolate cake. There are some specific ingredients. What ingredients do you have to write your book? What resources? What do you have? What is in your kitchen that you use to make your soup? Before going there, I feel like quickly checking on the chat if someone has a question for me. Okay, I'm seeing. Not sure what's going on here, but I'm not gonna spoil and get lost again in trying to troubleshoot this live. I'm grateful for what is going on. I'm in my YouTube studio and everything is just dark. But it's telling me that I'm live and my streaming software is telling me that I'm live. So maybe I'll cross check if something happened in the chat. For now, I'm seeing nothing. I'm not even seeing the button. Um, yeah, I'm grateful for what is going on. I'll just continue like this. Yeah, it's telling me that the flux is okay. The flow. Well, should forget about streaming and come back here. If you're watching this video, if you're watching the replay of the video, feel free at this point, ask your question. What's coming up for you? What's your intention? Do you want to share your intention, your statement with us? Feel free. I would love to, and I encourage you to do so. Why? Because anyone who watched the video will hear about your intention that you've put out there. You may get support. You may find some people who want to write on the same things like you, who may want to get interested in partnering and getting through the journey together. There's a community aspect to it, guys, and that's why I choose to do this live. Imagine you join here and you are a coach. Yeah, a lot of people following me are coaches. You are a coach and you want to write something and you see in the question someone you could partner, and you've made a new friend, you've made a partner for the next 12 weeks, and as you guys encourage, there's even more chances that whatever you have planned, you will make it happen. Because when you forget that friend, oh, where are you? Any progress? Did you write this week? What's coming up? And you'll be encouraged. You no more be in that journey on your own. No, you have made a new friend. That's also why I'm doing these sessions live. So if you're watching live and you want to share your intention statement, please go ahead. We will be behind you to cheer you up. And yeah, and if you also have a question, something that is not clear, or comments, I'm taking, just bring them in. We want to tweak and improve. At the end of the day, it's all about creating a content that gives you the envy to go beyond the envy, that pushes you in action, because results is in the action. So the next thing is, what do you have? Where are you now in terms of writing that book? What resources do you have? I like to say, okay, it's the inventory of your ingredients. And those ingredients could be what knowledge, what resources, what idea do you already have collected somewhere? Um, and here I want to elaborate more by saying many times I've heard people say, "Oh, I want to write this book, Judith. I have this. I've even called it. I have a lot of files with the collection of ideas." That's a win. You got something, because if you sift that through those files, if you categorize them, it could be like an idea of the outline. So, another question that can help is, okay, I just have this idea. I think I want to tell, I have something to share. Excellent. Um, is it your experience? What makes you, what are you standing on to say, well, I want to say something to this immigrant woman. I want to share this story. It's a story. Ha ha ha. You just found you got something, a story, an experience, a training, These are all ingredients that will help to make that beautiful book cake. All so it's not, don't just think about okay, graduation, school, what I learned beside outside school. What do you have that could be of value? And I really said something about story experience. A lot of people, a lot of objections I've heard over the year. Judith, I don't have big degrees, I've not gone done all the school you've done. Has nothing to do here. There's something. If there's this burning, this drive, I want to write a book about. I'm seeing a lot of young people, this younger generation. I'm seeing this. I'm passionate. When I cook, there's this happening. I'm seeing people struggling with their kids. That fire in you, and you feel like there are no many resources, or there's a new aspect that you want to bring. It's telling you that maybe you have to write that book because there's something additional. There's something you are adding to what already exists. Hey, if you're watching this, you're a woman and you feel like I've not gone to school. Today, there are so many technology solutions to help capture that knowledge that you have, that experience, those stories. I love stories. If you notice the title of the main slide, it wasn't the book, it was the story. Starts here. Um, People like stories. Imagine we are talking, you're learning when you're in school, and then they say, "Oh, once upon a time." If you notice, there's kind of a because people like stories. People like stories. And to tell a story, you don't need to have, I don't know, a PhD. No, just tell the thing. Just tell the thing. There's some components, there are some learning. And books that are written with a lot of stories get a lot of attention. Stories are even easier to digest than all, these big concepts or these theories. So don't say, oh, Gigi, I would like to for this book, but the thing is, oh, you drop the school. Can you just share your story? Can you just collect that story, that message, that learning, that approach, that framework, just there to capture that and share it to the world. So we are talking about what do you have? List everything, everything that comes to mind, everything. Personally, when I do that, when I start a book project, I will take a plain sheet of paper. Do I have one here? Yes, maybe no. I would take a plain sheet of paper like this, and I would just start to. It's not even mind map. I'll just write all the ideas that come regarding the book. For example, okay, like right now, um, my earrings are falling. The book on earrings. Oh, I don't know. Maybe my daughter, she's the one doing those things. But personally, I cannot write on earrings. But if I had to write on earrings, I would say earrings. Story about earrings, earrings, and then beauty, earrings and art, earrings and the perception of what we think. So I'll just capture the whole, a lot of ideas that come. And with the ideas on my plain sheet of paper, I'll read them back and then I will circle. I'll do a sign to say, okay, I have something around this. For example, I said earrings, how you make them, and then you heard me saying, oh, it's my daughter. Praise can talk about that. Okay, maybe story praise, ask praise, interview praise. So I may not know, but I have access to someone who knows. Have you noticed what's going on? So capture your ideas, and then what do you have? You may not have everything. Do you know someone who has something? Yeah, you know someone, and that's something that you have. The people. Um, I have a research. I have a blog post. I have a story. I have experience, many experiences, which is many stories. So just allow the ideas to come, and as you look at the ideas that come, look for what do I have, what do I have, who do I know. All these will contribute to the list of ingredients that you have to write that book, to make it a very wonderful and great cake. um and I want to now touch on another aspect of what strength. I'm big on strengths. Before talking about strengths, many times I've had people say, I want to write a book. Sometimes people even get started in my older videos, like after I have written the first one, Woman of Influence, or the book with Brian Tracy, I wanted to share because it was like, whoa, I can actually do this. So, and then there are some people who listened to the video and they wanted to do something with it. And I noticed that some people will get started week 1, 2, 3. Month one in general is great. Around week 5 or 6, um, like the motivation or people start to face obstacle. And with it is why now I invite you to think about what could really stop you from writing this book. Thinking about it beforehand would allow you to, craft a strategy to handle that. Mm, Not just allowing it, it's like you get intentional on how you will tackle the obstacle before the obstacles arrive. It's more strategic like that. Like you're not surprised by the obstacle. Oh, time, intrusion, or blah blah blah. Okay. Time, no, I'll craft time reserve block is written on the board. Don't disturb mommy's writing. If time is your thing, you book that time on the agenda. You ask your husband or friend or whomever to take care of kids. You let everyone in the family know this is the writing time. You would have tackled the obstacle time. If another obstacle I hear sometimes is money. That was like a couple years ago, and today it's like, no, this is not a valid obstacle at all. And if you're watching this and you think that money could be an obstacle stopping you from writing the book, I will look you and open my eyes big like this and say, really? How is money an obstacle? I said couple times here that you can self-publish your book on Amazon. You don't pay. You get paid when your book is bought, but you don't pay Amazon for that. So when you see oh, I don't have money to pay. Mommy, money's for what? Oh, Judith, the editing, the graphics. Really? Again, today there are so many tools that can allow you to get a nice page cover, and there are even some that are free. Canva. Yeah, you can pay to have a pro, but you can do beautiful thing. I know people making money reading your table on Canva, the free version of Canva. So why is money an obstacle stopping you from writing your book? And I want to dare and challenge you as you're watching this, like right now, if you think money could be an obstacle stopping you from having that completed draft, just type in the comment how is money an obstacle? And I want to reach out. I will reach out personally to just discuss too how money cannot be an obstacle. At the end of the day, after all these talks and all these people in coaching, the only person that could really, the only thing that could stop you from writing that book is you. As I say, I invite you to reflect. I'm not downplaying on the obstacles are real. And that's why I offer to think about the obstacles before the biggest portion is time. And we all have 24 hours. If you really say time is the problem, I invite you to go back and check your why. Because if this is something really important to you, you will make time for it. Yeah, I know it's not the answer you wanted, but it's real. Just a curious thing for those who said, well, I don't have time. How much time did you spend this week watching Netflix? How much time did you spend this week just mindless browsing on social media, TikTok? Yeah, they could be very entertaining. Let's say you just spend like An hour every day. That's 7 hours, guys. Seven. And I'm not saying stop going there. It's not Judith. I'm just saying on the 7 hours, how much can you take back to write this book so that it can achieve that why that you have identified? In general, when we say it's a time problem, the reality is that it's not a priority because we make time for what matters. We make time, we adjust, we switch and change our agenda for what really matters. And that's why we started this live by what's your why? What's your drive? What's your motivation? If that motivation is strong, you will have time. So make a list. I talked a lot about time because it is like one of the big reasons why people say, oh, I've been thinking for years. I wanted to do this, but I don't have time. What's your why? If you why, that's time and what is possible. For the exercise on challenges, what are the challenges? List them, all of them. And then after, what is possible? If you have kind of an Excel sheet with challenges or time, I don't know how to design a cover, technology is a problem, I don't have a lot of research. For each of these elements in front of it in that same Excel file, what is possible? Who do I know? How can I change things around? What could be my strategy to go around or to pass? For example, I don't have time. What can I switch on my agenda? How can I make time? 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours per week. If you answer that question, you may start to see it's possible. I don't know technology. She's talking about Canva. I don't even know what it is. Great. Who do you know? Who knows? Who knows someone who is technology savvy? Look around you. Look, I'm not saying just go look around you. Who do you know? Who is comfortable with computers? You may find you know more, even more than one person. Yay, you found someone who can help you with the technology. If you say, well, I don't even have a lot of research around my topic, I just want to share. And I know people like when things are documented. Where can you get the research? Who do you know? So that's the idea. Instead of stopping at the obstacle, how can I make up for this obstacle? How can I go around who? It's not just what, but who. Because also another important point is we tend to want to achieve things, but we just rely on us. We are so much more. We can do much more collectively. Collectively. And that's why I'm all for this life. Let's get together and do things. Because if you start to look at who do I know, you may see you can achieve a lot of things. You may not know technology. You have a friend, you have someone that has a son. So you may have access to someone that can do that expansion. And together, the idea is bigger together, like there's more motivation. It's not just your project, but it's now you and Suzanne together. And just as you're pushing for it to work, Suzanne is pushing for it to work. And as you keep this mindset for all these challenges, you may notice that, whoa, really? I have resources. I have people. I know people. And that's the power of what I call the fan club. And it is why a couple minutes ago I was saying, please make a list. On that list of people who could be your prospective readers, add another tab or whatever if you're doing it on Excel. Who do I know who can help with this project? Now, it's not the people, there might be someone who is not interested in AI, but they've had a long technology experience. They are retired or they would love to just help you with your technology. Who do you know, or who do you know who knows someone who might help with the book project? There are some people who like to volunteer, who like to help. So even if your topic is not what they are interested in, they might want to help you if they can help you. And that's my point. Start to make the list of, I call them the fan club. Just imagine you make that list and you have 10, 20. Hey, you reach out for 20, 20 to 5, I want to write, I want to share this message, I want to share my story of immigration, I want to share the pinpoints of raising children in a very different culture than where we were raised. I just got that. Yeah. And you may be surprised at how many people would share, oh, go for it, we need it. There are not many books in that line. And as the sharing up, it's not just you trying to find all the energy and the motivation to make it. You have a ton of people behind you. And on days when things will be tough, because these people, you've made public announcement. After a couple of weeks, they'll check, oh, how is the book going on? I'm pushing, still there. And if they notice, like, if your answer is like, oh, okay, what's going on? They can cheer you up. So the fan club is also an important thing with this book project because go, go, mom. One more writing. Go, okay, I can watch over the kids. Go, start to build your fan club or your book project fans, whatever you prefer, you want to call them, but just make the list of those people and start to reach out. Start to reach out because if they also know, wow, we have 12 weeks to make this happen, they will ensure. And some that are nice can even ask you, how can I support you in this project? How can I help you keep going? So please, guys, dare to make your list. We need to move. We have like couple minutes to go, 15. And the curious person in me is okay. Judith, go and check the chat again. Well, nothing has changed there, so it's still black, black, black. Um, I'm grateful for what is going on with my studio. I just crossed the hand that it's actually broadcasting. My streaming software is telling me it's broadcasting, so I will test after. For now, I'm not getting out of the live. Um, Even if it's not broadcasting, I think I'll have the MP4 after to upload. But I'm crossing hands and hope. And if you're watching this and you can type, but the chat is not working, well, I'll just keep going. Yeah, in terms of questions to help you reflect on challenges, um, what's coming up for you? What's coming up for you when you think about the book? Are there some fears that are coming? Like, it's not the first time you said you will write a book. What makes you think this time is the good one? I've heard this many times. Oh, do you recall when you published the first one, how they laughed? Who told you, Judith, that you are an author? Yeah, actually reminds me, and if you are in an environment or if you have that kind of real people telling you not being supportive, it's okay. They are doing them. It says a lot about them, not about you. Your reaction says a lot about you, and that's what matters. Who told you you are a writer? Hmm? It's your point of view, has nothing to do with me. I thought I had something to say, and I did. Today is more than 7 books. Um, Today there are places I'm invited to participate because of the books. So it may not be, I don't know, just a little parenthesis to say whatever is the voice, the inner critic or saboteurs or imposter. What really matters is how you respond to those voices, to those people, to that fear. And that's where the difference happens. Those who achieve, they don't allow the voice to stop them. Like you're not shooting about perfection. The why. When they were telling me, oh, gee, oh, really? Who told you you could be an author? And my God, you're writing in English, you're French. Mm, I don't think this book needs to be written. And I did. At the end, it was just putting the message out there, and it helped. It helped. The day you receive a notification, oh, a comment has been written on your book, and someone sharing how it has made a difference to their life or their family. If this is something that matters to you, which was my case, because sharing the book, well, it can make a difference. For me, it can help someone else, and have someone in a different country reach out and say that Yes, yes, it's worth it. It's really worth it. The other person can continue to think I'm not a writer, but just for this person and their family, it was worth it. So, what I'm trying to give as message here is no matter what voice, what you're hearing, what fear is suggesting, the imposter and all the rest, what's your why? And would you allow that voice to stop your why? Hopefully, is no. What really matters is what you want and what you do. Because nothing will stop that book from being written except you. People can say the voice in their head, people outside, the haters on social media. But if you keep going, they cannot stop you. Only you can stop you by allowing those external things to kill your why. We could stay here forever, but I have like couple minutes to go, and I propose we take the couple minutes to talk about what is coming up in the next 12 weeks. So far in the journey, you know the importance of crafting your intention statement and ensure in your intention statement you have a clear target who what value you're bringing to that specific target and what makes that important to you. I want to write a book because the importance for you for the target so that the value you bringing to them. I think I'll repeat this. I want to write, this is the statement. I hope you take the time and write down on your own journal or capture on your cell phone, whatever. Find a way to capture that intention statement. I want to write a book because your why for the target so that the value you will bring them through your book. When that statement is ready, you can start to post it in those forums, in those groups, in those places where you're kind of recruiting people who might be prospective readers of your book. Posting your statement will get them to react. And that's how you start the discussion, the interaction that will help you get the ideas for the outline of the book, get their impression, their feedback on what you're trying to put out there. So for the next 12 months, 12 weeks, sorry, what is coming up? Okay. I, yeah, this is the book writing. This week, as you can see, we set the intention and the initial assessment, what you got, what you have. And the next week, we will go deeper in the vision of success when we'll be celebrating at the end of March. What will mean success? What will happen for you to feel like, yeah, we did it, Trinity, I'm so proud. I've talked with some of you who answered the poll, who are commenting in the community, and somewhere like, really, just I don't want to commit to write a full book in the 12 weeks. If at least I can, great. So they have their vision of what success look like. And this is different for different people. I actually know some other people who like to finish. They want to give it a try. Can I have something I can publish on Amazon in 12 weeks? So next week we will go down and really identify what your vision of success looks like. Week 3, we will really craft the structure. By week 3, by the end of week 3, you will have the structure, the plan, the complete outline of your book. And then week 4, the action plan. You know, I don't know if my book will have, I don't know, 4 parts. In each part, we have like 5 chapters. So by week 3, you have that. And then week 4, how do you make that happen? Writing routine for how long? Editing plan. Will you use these groups we talk about? Get your feedback by week 4. That's why I was saying by the end of the first month, not only you start to have the vision of your book, parts, chapters, what comes, and then you also have a plan that you know following this plan at the end of March, you have a draft that is ready. I was just thinking about it makes me happy because when you have that plan, it's just execution as we finish row. Action, action, action. You know you follow through. Is it a writing routine? 30 minutes per day, an hour. You just, have I done my 30 minutes? Have I written my 500 words? 1,000? Have I recorded? And as you keep following after week one, oh, I have 10. This thing is taking shape after 10,000. After 2 weeks, I could pour into, I have 30,000 words, guy. Imagine it's more than 200 pages. Whoa, you didn't have this at the beginning. And now the editing portion start to push it to this group, to this fan, to this person. That's how you're writing that book. That's how it happens. So by the end of month one, you will have that plan with the detailed action plan. And by week five, we just fire the writing process, right track. Depending on the type of writer you are, some people write, they ask for feedback directly in general, like because these are using different parts of the brain, it's recommended like just pour, get into the creative, put all the ideas down, right? Before into the editing. The editing portion is not the same portion of the brain. So when you do a lot of context switching, it's not like the most effective, but we will talk some more about that in weeks to come. By week six, well, you would have quite some content, and then you have built some momentum with your readers. You would find the best way to engage with them, and then week seven, you will stop and observe what is working in your writing. Is it the habit, the routine, the talking, the engaging prospect? What you will observe, what you have as process and ways to optimize that process. Hey, by week eight, you'll be 2 months in, and there surely will be some things to celebrate. And in month three, that will be the month of editing. Because at the end, after 4 weeks, if you have that routine in place, you'll have collected like the key, the essence of your idea. So month two, write. Month three, edit, self-edit, leverage that fan club, get the feedback, check that what you've written really aligns with your why. So month three is all about editing. And if you do this, guys, by week 11, you'll be ready to finalize, to read and correct and tweak. Did I say finalize the manuscript? You'll have written it. You'll have moved from ideas, story to tell, to actually having a story that you can post, that you can ask people to edit, that you can get feedback on. You have even received feedback on the story. And maybe, who knows, you may have some people interested in hearing more of that story, in turning it into a movie. You never know what will happen. And that's what like just fires me up when you see someone who started, oh, I have this idea, into I actually submitted my screenplay. I work with someone like this in coaching, and it was like unbelievable. This person did this in less than 3 months. Oh shit, I've always thought they had a job normal, but they like to write. I'm like, go for it. And he made a plan. Okay, I want to get back onto writing, and there's this writing competition. If it happens, I want to go for it. If it has to happen, what date, when will it happen? So we had some discussion like that, and they had a routine, wrote, and they actually participated to the writing thing. It was like, wow. um they didn't win the contest, but they were invited to participate in the next one, where the genre were closer to what this person was writing about. It started in a coaching conversation, and I just like, and the energy of the person talking about writing, there's something here. So I don't know, for your own case, what will come out. Dare to go for it, give it a try, please. Almost time to say bye bye and to go. I'll come back to the slide if you want a screen capture. So this is week, um, the first 6 week, and then the next 6 weeks. You can screen capture them and put it somewhere to remember. Some quick things before we close. It's right now, I want to invite you to just find, I didn't say an hour, 15, 30 minutes to build the routine, to build the habit. What space in your agenda? People are different. People are different. And when I was writing, when in general, when I'm writing, for me, the best time is early in the morning after running, before, after running, 5, 6, because after it's just like the day starts, kids, family, work, and all the rest, you may not have that quiet time to capture. But also, if you can find a little time, I'm suggesting, look at your agenda, you know your reality. Is there any 15 minutes that you can every day? Key is every day, because as you start to do it, you build into the habit. And after like 20 days, even your brain will remind you, oh, Jude, you've not written today. This is Saturday, you've not gone to the library. I also do. I also used to do library when writing a book. So you know your reality, you know what will work for you. Make space to build that writing. Make space for that. Next thing is find a way to capture your ideas. I told you I like to work. For me, it's my app, so I capture, and sometimes it'll be vocal notes that I will transcribe and use. If you're writing and I did capture the idea, and it will come, because when you put yourself in writing mode and you already have that clear vision of the book you want to, and then you are collecting ideas, even more will come. Capture the ideas and keep them somewhere. And A, get into the habit of looking and celebrating mini progress. This is so essential, because even just 4 weeks from now, when you will look at, oh my God, my book is outlined. It used to be, it would be great to have a book. No, now I have an outline for which I have the feedback of people who are interested. That's progress, guys. That's progress. You have an outline. You just have to say, to speak, to write, to dictate, to ghostwrite, whatever formula works for you. But now you have an outline, clearly the structure of what you want to tell, what you want to share, the story you want to put out there is there for you. So these are some key things to do for success. And I'm really, 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 really interested to hear from you. Before going, like for this week, the focus, please, your intention statement, if possible, look at it daily. Why? The list of things that you have, the ingredients, the resources, and the challenges, and your strategies to go over the challenges. And then little time and space where you will write, where you stop and move forward this writing project. Hey, that's more than an hour. I'm curious to hear how you're feeling as you're starting. Hey, just imagine in 12 weeks holding something like this inside paper, or having something like this on your computer with, I don't know, 10, 50, 20, 200 pages of that story, that idea ready to go out. How do you feel? I will shout and want to show you my African dance. Like, oh, it happened again. Some writers were activated. I can't wait to be there. And it starts today with your intention. Listen what you got and identifying for the next weeks the 15, 30 minutes you want to take back from social media, from Netflix, or from whatever keeps you busy to devote to your writing project. It is so possible that 12 weeks from now you have a completed draft. The power lies in your hand, and I hope that with the series, the questions, the answer, the community, you dare to say yes and continue to say yes every day in those 15 minutes, weekly, attending live, and that we will celebrate and dance in about 12 weeks. It was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to go deeper with your vision of success next week, 10 a.m. if you're speaking French, and 12 noon if you're speaking English. At all times, whether you're reviewing the rebroadcast, you can ask questions, you can make comment, and let me know the ways I can make this more juicy, interesting, and motivating to you. It was a pleasure. See you next time. Bye.